Hello, this video is about major areas of concern with regards to the data in Google Search Console. I have proof in multiple circumstances for some of these in where it is giving just completely wrong data. And I know that it's wrong because it doesn't even match Google Analytics. It doesn't even match itself. There are some like conflicting data sources within Google Search Console where it says one thing and it goes to another. And I was talking to some other people and like, yeah, this is not correct. And so you cannot completely trust some of the data in here. This isn't to say that Google Search Console isn't useful and important in some ways, but I would not trust its data. So first, the first place where the data is just a lot of times it's just been bonkers. Like it's not like it's off by like a few percentage points. It was just completely off. It said it was like, I think in a couple scenarios between 50 and 70% off in terms of it said that much lower in terms of the clicks that you got, which kind of is surprising because especially on websites where analytics is already installed. So you'd think it would have this down pretty well, but it does not. So be careful at using this to kind of estimate your traffic and clicks to your website, because in my experience, it is not accurate. All this data cannot be trusted. It's not that it's like completely wrong and that, I'm not ranking for Dallas SEO at all. It just doesn't even exist. But it's more that the exact numbers in terms of how, what your impressions are, what your clicks are for that, I don't trust it. Okay. And maybe they've fixed it since the last time I checked up on this, but I just haven't used that. I wouldn't use that. This is actually useful information if it were accurate. And maybe you can use this sort of as a guideline to see what some searches that you actually are ranking for, because again, like I said, I think that I am getting impressions and I am getting clicks for this, but I would not use the numbers as an accurate representation. Okay. Also, if you click on links, I would not trust these links either. I definitely don't trust these links, actually. So if you're looking to do like a disavow, in my experience, I'll pull data from Ahrefs, from Majestic, from other sources, and I'll pull it from here, and there will be links in the other sources that won't be here. That has just been consistent across the board. I think that this one is more of an intentional thing. I don't know if the other kind of the performance one that I showed is more of an error. I don't think they're super incentivized to really show you exact data here. So, that a long time ago or a couple years ago, they stopped showing this in like analytics. They stopped passing it to even analytics. And so maybe they don't want you to have like perfect data here. So maybe that's part of that. The other thing that seems to be sort of hit or miss in my experience is when it tells you, and they change this again. I don't use this a whole lot, and this is several of the reasons why. I'll use it for a few different purposes, but it is when they're showing you the index pages. There's a lot of confusion with that. If you have an HTTPS and an HTTP, if you have www and a non-www, it can be confusing. And sometimes what you can do is you can see, they'll say you have, let's say, 100 pages indexed, and you go to Google and you'll do site : and you'll actually click through and look at all the different pages, and there'll be a different number, and not like 101 or 99, but like 200 in their actual search index. And so that is something that I wouldn't trust either here. What the real test is to just go to Google and type site : and then domain name. That's a much better test in my opinion. Probably one of the main things that I might actually use this for is to submit a sitemap if I'm having any indexing issues, which sometimes does happen with WordPress. Typically, you don't need to do this, so I don't do this all that often. You can see I haven't even done this for this website that ranks really well. Also, what I might do, and there is, let's see, I think it's URL inspection. Yeah. So if you really kind of want to force an indexing, let's say you got a newer site and it just hasn't indexed quite yet, I shot a separate video on this. the best thing to do is to just go ahead and go about link building. I mean, you're probably not going to go from a new site to ranking really well, so being indexed is not really a big important thing. But sometimes maybe you really just want to force it to index as fast as possible. I would put that URL in here and have it inspect the URL, and that is the other use for that. Other than that, I spend very little time in here, and I don't think it's a very useful tool overall, but it does have a few uses. And part of the reason is that some of the main uses that it would be good for, I don't trust the data. And if you don't trust the data, then it's not something that I would ever, really spend a lot of time looking at. So hopefully this is helpful for you. Let me know if you've had other issues with Google Search Console, because I'm not a big fan of it. And I'm just curious to see what other issues other people have had. If you like this video, please like it. Please subscribe for more videos like it. Thanks, and have a great day. Bye.